for making it. Thank you for the invite. I have good news and bad news for everyone. My name is Tolulope Iluyomade. I know the title of founder MD of Cloud Bank sounds exciting, but actually I call myself the chief servant, because you will be when you choose that pathway. Today I'm here to talk about obviously leadership and financial independence. But the truth is, let's talk to ourselves. Is there really financial independence at the end or till the end of time? Thinking about it, for me, what's my financial independence is your perspective or your view of what you want to achieve, the kind of financial safety you want, and what you want most times, because financial independence is tied to emotions. That's your family and what you want to do with resources. I am not financially independent. That's the bad news. The good news is you can strive every day to get there. And I'll make the story fast. 2015, I'll give you guys an insight to some very, very personal stories. 2015, I was picked up by the Massa tax force. I was arrested in Nigeria, taken to the Massa head office. That night, obviously I was released. Still went for a meeting with an Italian company. I'm giving you guys the bad news. If you choose this path, in the last 10 years, I know I have probably been under every regulatory body's watch eye. EFCC, Interpol, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian Navy, for different things that I might not be able to mention on this platform, but I can eventually. Well, if you choose to be financially independent, there are many steps you have to personally take to achieving that independence at that time. Today, your dream might be to have a house somewhere, through the past speaker that spoke. Tomorrow, your dream might be you want to have income to match your expenses and of your families. Next tomorrow, it might be I need a medical savings somewhere to be able to match my own safety in case something happens to your kidney or your liver, or even your family members. This picture was taken 3 years ago. That's me standing by a river in Kano. That was just before we bought a bank from the government. And I took a 2-hour stop at that river and to have that moment of surrealness of, is it going to happen or is it going to happen? At this moment, I think the car that was conveying us to the purchase had a breakdown and we had to change the tires. The everyday work towards the glory of financial independence as at now is not paved with shiny armors and cameras. It is paved with the sweat of your mind, of your subconscious. It is paved by the strength and the vigor that you generate at every time you step out of your house. Every time you step out of your house. A few years ago, obviously 15, 20 years ago, I had a degree in renewable energy engineering from Eretwater University in Scotland. And when I got back to Nigeria to start one of the first sustainable energy businesses, it required us to move around batteries and solar panels. What you see now, we're one of the few people that started it then. And the first few operations, I had to carry the batteries on my shoulder. I didn't look at my degree. I didn't look at how strong I am or I'm not strong, I'm not. I needed the job to be done. It required me carrying those batteries on my shoulder. It required me driving our technician Obed to his house, which is almost at Tepe. It required me journeying back and forth to buy those solar panels myself from my suppliers in China and collect them in Apapa. You know how crazy that is. Your journey every day to financial independence for now requires your sweat. It requires your mental vigor. It requires the things that are not fun. It requires the things that are not glamorous for the camera. It requires you, your mind. Your mind is going to break. There are moments you're going to cry. There are moments you're going to feel pain on your body. There are moments you're going to be discouraged. There are moments you're going to be down. Nobody would support you. When I started the sustainable energy business, my parents didn't support me. No one supported me. They thought I was crazy. They thought, why doesn't this guy stay back and work in General Electric? And I remember the first earnings, when we did the first inverter, the profit on it was 20,000 naira. Don't forget, this is the guy that spent millions of naira going to school in Scotland. I knelt down on Lekki Expressway after collecting that money, and I said, thank you, God, because it felt good to be able to make some money from yourself. to be able to make something from the imagination of your mind. Today now, that business has over 40,000 houses on its prepaid metering scheme. You can't have financial independence if you only focus on the positivity that social media shows you or the positive stories of people. I am sure all the speakers here, there are moments they've gone through mental depression. There are moments here they have been broken and they cried in their rooms. There are moments they couldn't pay salaries of their staff. There are moments they couldn't even pay the electricity bills in your place of work or even at home because of the sacrifice of tomorrow. I'm here to bring you the bad news. It's not going to be all woolly and jolly. You're going to be broken mentally. You're going to be broken by your body. Are you ready for that journey? I feel this is where we should start, right here, while you are at the university. My own university days, yes, we did some few businesses. I have some friends that were part of that. But at the same time, this is when to take it serious, because you have the advantage of no debt, you have the advantage of being young, you have the advantage to do and be wrong and be corrected and to learn. It is now to do it. I'm here to tell you the good story too. There are upsides to it. The good side is you feel good when you make supernatural stuff happen. I independently made the purchase of a bank happen by one man. It was handed over. That's the current Commissioner of Finance in Kano. It was handed over. It was a regional microfinance bank. It was handed over by Kano State. We bought that bank in 3 days. And just before we bought that bank, in 3 days, we didn't have 1/2 of the money. So it will take you through a lot of challenges. It will present itself to you on doing things you think is impossible. But at the end of the day, you can achieve these things. We are the first and the only fintech in Nigeria that have a direct MasterCard relationship. We are the only guys. But it's not just by mouth or because we wanted to achieve it. We had to raise funds. I had to travel to Estonia, to Lithuania, go to the UK to close those deals. Nobody knows how many hours train ride in the cold I had to get to Estonia. You only glamorize, oh yeah, they have a MasterCard that you can use anywhere in the world. But the truth is this, it's a lot of pain. I'm here to tell you today that if you put in that hard work right now, mentally, on YouTube, instead of wasting so much time on TikTok, to learn so much on YouTube, learn so much online, there's so much you can do. There's so much skills you can learn than what you have today to be able to have the financial independence you truly desire for the next phase. Now, I'm going to give you the second story of the sad story. There's so many glorious, glamorous things that happen. This was me talking in 2015. I still look like me here. I was presenting to a customer. I don't know how many of you guys know HFP. HFP built VGC. They built some other places, even part of Banana Island. I was presenting the electricity survey stuff to them. We just started that contract last year. That's 7 years after. I'm here to give you the second story. You might be doing something that is not working right now because it's not yet the time, it's not yet matured, and it takes time. So just keep pushing it. You will know when you are doing the right thing. You will know when you're doing the wrong thing. Things take time. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, so this is a personal friend of mine that's bought over 2,000-3,000 prepaid meters and uses our payment gateway for solutions and stuff. Nobody knows this. I'm sure some of you guys might know him. He's one of the biggest real estate guys we have on the African terrain. And I remember days where we say, Tolulu, I don't have money for prepaid meter to give you. Can you guys give me like a spare payment plan? Let me pay for these meters, the transformers you want to supply me. But today, yeah, we can classify it as a billionaire in Naira. But the truth is, there were the times of the tilling, the times of negotiating with banks, the times of negotiating with vendors, the times where you have to hustle around to get things done, to have that financial independence. I'm here to tell you that bad story. Don't worry, there are good stories to this. It ends well at the end. I'm sure most of you guys have seen the story of Peter Side. That's the current chairman of Stanbic IBTC. When they started the bank, they were young, they had vigor in them, and they were so excited about starting the bank. Okay, this was me in Turkey, having an interview section with my dad, where I wanted to learn some of the things he did well and the things he didn't do well. The thing is this, guys, this is the good story. Moving to the good part. Your parents my parents, your friends, their father, their mothers, TV, online. They have learned so much. They've made mistakes. They've evolved. You can learn from these stories to become the leader of tomorrow. Apart from reading those books, those podcasts, apart from watching that YouTube video, have conversations with people. You want to have conversations with people that are not just appearing to be successful, but are in your space. After today's TED Talk, my talk might not be motivating enough, but ask yourself, why are we waiting for the next robotic billionaire to come from the US? Why are we waiting for the next AI tech startup to come from the US? Why are we waiting? Why do women have to use makeups one by one? Why can't we have an automated face mask? Ask yourself these questions every day. And in terms of dropshipping your fashion trade business, why do we have a logistics problem? Why can't I order a shirt like I do in London and get it the next day? Those are real life situations you want to solve. And on your pathway, this is the good news, to that financial independence, you would meet prosperity. You will meet whatever you truly desire, the financial independence you desire at that time, if you solve people's problems. If you solve people's problems, I just learned one solution from that man that presented. That means you can buy a land on pay small from school. I learned that. Why do you think we have so many bubble up companies coming up in Nigeria? PayStarFlutter, we've sorted out payment problem solutions. Remita sorted out the TSA, they sorted out collection of funds. So think today, whatever you desire, whatever you like, what kind of business you really do love. If you're an interior decoration, are you just telling your customers the chair or table you want to do, or you're showing them a 3D vision of what they want to do with like a real life realistic walk through it and bringing innovative designs on the table? What are you bringing to the table? And I believe it starts from where you are right now. Whatever you do, the little makeup you sell to your friends, the food you sell in school, and some of the clothes you sell online. Are you doing it differently? Are you solving a problem? Are you providing a solution for people at the end? If you do, I can tell you, I might not be able to mention my estimated net worth, but I can tell you, buying a car, living in a house, traveling is no more my problem. I have other things I need to achieve, which I said it's a financial independence journey. If you talk to me today, what I had yesterday is not the same as today. And what I will have tomorrow is different from today. It might go up, it might come down, but it doesn't take the content in me away. It now makes me realize when they used to say, they could take you out of your money or your wealth and put you back in school and you rebuild what you destroy, whatever is taken away from you. So it starts from you. And I will tell you, the good news is this. In as much as you have, what will you call? In as much as you have the zeal and the grit to execute, you don't need anything more. You can learn more along the way. You can execute as you move. If you can't execute, you can't have that financial independence, because you should be ready to take that risk. You should be ready to get out of your bed and call for that drop shifting. You should be able to have those brain sections. I'm sure most of you guys know how the PiggyVest story started in University in Covenant, so I don't need to repeat that story. You require some friends coming together every day to build an app that didn't work well. The first time we had CloudBank, the page looked like a white sheet. And I told these guys that you can see on the screen, they were the tech guys and sales guys. And I told them, we're going to use CloudBank this month. That was 2020 during the COVID. We're going to use CloudBank this month to pay people's salaries. I started a bank without a license. I'm not telling you should start a business without a license, but I call myself what? The chief executioner of anything. If you need me to start an AI company, a space company tomorrow, I'm the guy to call. Started that bank without a license, partner with other banks like Providence Bank, SunTrust, and Wema Bank. Eventually, we bought our own brand. Sometimes some things don't set itself for you to do things. You need to execute. I'm saying it again. That's the good news. And I know you guys are young. You guys have bright minds. This is one of the best schools I've been in this country. I've been around a lot of universities. You can make it happen. Execute it. Let those startups, let those ideas come out of here. This tech guy sat down. I launched them in an hotel in BGC for 3 weeks, and we came out with the CloudBank bank with POS, with cards and everything. It started roughly, it didn't work well the first 2 weeks. We paid people salaries there, they complained. We fixed them and over again. We've continued to tweak them. Eventually, you'll see us all over the place. In the next 3 to 5 years, you probably see us as the second largest financial institution. Today we have 6.7 million subscribers on our account. But I'm sure most of you guys are wondering, but we don't know these guys. Because when we execute, we're thinking, obviously, of gaining traction. Most of Cloud Bank is in Kano, Kaduna for now, and we're coming down here. But the truth is, you need to execute. If you don't execute, nothing happens. If you don't build it, nothing happens. I would not tell you to go through that route, but you need to start it. And it's not just about company registration. It's about you doing it. It's about you doing it. You can have a name in your head. You can sell it. If you don't sell it, there's no business. Most of the businesses I started, we didn't have the required license. I wouldn't advise you to go through that, or you might end up in sales all over the place. But the truth is, if you don't start, nothing happens. You need to start now. After this TED Talk, get your notepad, get your books, and start that business. And it doesn't have to be supernatural at first. Businesses evolve with your customer base, evolves with the current regulations, and so on and so forth. But the truth is this, you need to start now. I know, I can see it in you guys. You have the idea in you, you're holding back because you think you don't have the required capital, which you probably can raise from family and friends or from your first sales. You are holding back because you need a license where you can partner with another company to get it done. You're probably holding back because you're in school. When there are people, when I was in school, I'm sure most of you guys know Hustle and Bustle in Lagos and Moscow Underground. They started the business in Ibadan University in school. Lastly, I'm here to tell you, I said it again, think about those solutions. Some of them might be stupid, some of them are not. Until you try, we will never know. We will never know until you try it. So today, I'm here to tell you to try it, make it happen. And tomorrow, we'll see ourselves together and talk about how you started something stupid and it became something great all across the continent. Thank you, guys.